Hey guys, and welcome to this video going through an example of bivariate data and scatter plots. As usual, the example is coming from a Cambridge mathematics textbook. So let's dive straight in. We have a very simple bivariate data set. You can see there's not a lot of scores there. There's not a lot of pairs. What we're going to do is we're going to draw the scatter plot for said data. So first thing we're going to do, so what we're going to do is we're going to label some axes. Our y1 is usually our vertical and x is almost always, or is always, our horizontal. So as before, these are our coordinate pairs, so we need to pop in the scale. So let's draw up our scale. I'm just going to go from 1 to 7. And I'm just going to go up by 5s here. Alright, so I've got scale on there. And we're ready to get going. So let's draw up our scatter plot. Okay, so there's my scatter plot. You can see what's happening there. Alright, you can also see that up the top the x values were not in numeric order, which made it a bit different to put those on. Now, our next question is describe the correlation between x and y as positive or negative. You can see that it's heading down that way, isn't it? So we're going in that sort of downway trajectory. So we are going to be negative. It is a negative correlation because we're going from high to low. High to low is that negative correlation. So we can actually say as x increases, the y value decreases. We can actually make that statement because essentially that's what it's doing. Now, the strength of the correlation, so whether it is strong or weak, you can see that I can pretty much chuck a line all the way through that. Alright, I've got pretty close to being able to just draw one single straight line through all that. So they're pretty close together except for this one down here. We'll talk about that in the next one. So we're looking at a pretty strong correlation. Alright, there is a clearly defined a clearly defined trend or downward trend. So that makes it a very clear, strong correlation. Now that last one there, the outliers, well, that's our little beauty down here. Alright, that is our 6 and 0.9 coordinate. That is our outline. So it defies the trend. clearly isolated from the remaining data. So that's how scatter plots work. Okay, so you can see that each of my pink crosses, so this one here for example, all right, you can see that one matches up pretty tightly to here. You can see that relationship, that one's this one, etc. and so forth. Okay, so the Y values, all right, are the vertical part of the graph, and that is the horizontal part of the graph. Okay, good luck with your questions. See you in the next video.